Hi, Saddleback family. I am Heather Kova, and I am part of the Connections team at Lake Forest. It is an honor and joy to share with you today a bit about what God has been teaching me about His invitation to rest. When I think about rest, I often think about physical rest. I think about a Sunday afternoon nap or a good night's sleep or a morning when I can sleep in just a bit longer. And when I think about God's rest, I think about Sabbath rest, a day in the week to stop working and rest in God's presence. Both ideas of rest have an element of stopping my day-to-day activities or work. But God's rest is always available and doesn't have start and stop times. He doesn't say, "Come to me when you are done with the project, and then I will give you rest." And He doesn't say, "Come to me on Sunday afternoon, and I will give you a restful nap." In fact, Matthew 11:28 through 29 says, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." His invitation to come doesn't say when. It's an open invitation for us to come for rest. And He doesn't say His rest comes in the form of sleep or a day off. In fact, in this passage, there is still work. He says, "Take my yoke upon me and learn from me." There is action in that statement. A yoke has traditionally been used between a pair of animals, usually oxen, to help them pull together on a load. Jesus is saying, "Take my yoke, and I will carry this with you." There is rest in the work because He is carrying it with us. So rest comes at any time when we are yoked with Jesus. I must be hard-headed because this is a lesson that Jesus has repeated to me several times over the last few months. I came into this summer with an expectation for rest. I clung to the idea that rest would come in that slower pace of the season. Perhaps there would be time off on vacation with my husband and a slower ministry season. However, that was not the case. Right before summer began, my husband and I found out that we had to move. Any downtime quickly became consumed with looking for a new home, packing, cleaning, and endless trips to the Goodwill. I would say it was more stressful than restful. At Saddleback, this has been an exciting season for our church, and the Connections team has had the privilege to be part of Pastor Rick and Kay's last Class 101, and then Pastor Rick's baptisms with over 600 people. It has been such an honor to be part of all of this celebration of life change. While it was incredible to be part of, it also was a bit exhausting. Then, just as I thought I had a few weeks to catch my breath, celebrate with my team, and start planning for the fall, I was summoned for jury duty. In fact, right now, in real time, I am fulfilling my civic duty and actually am serving on a jury. This week had important meetings and a few fun celebrations, and I missed it all as I sat in a courtroom in the juror's box. Yet, through all that has been going on over the last few months, God has been calling me into rest and a deeper understanding of what His rest means. Rest is about allowing Him to care for my soul in the midst of it all. The physical part of moving houses was exhausting, but with Jesus' yoke, I found rest. He carried my burdens with me. He calmed my worry as I searched for a new home. Yoked with Jesus, I have found rest in unpacking the boxes and imagining how God will fill our home with friends and family. I have found rest in the joy of meeting new neighbors or exploring a new neighborhood. I find rest in seeking all that God has for us in our new home. Being yoked with Jesus during a busy ministry season meant that He turned my eyes to see what He was doing in the hearts and lives of our church family. I received rest when I witnessed a new believer declaring their new life in Jesus through baptism. Jesus' yoke helped me to find rest in loving others the way He loves others. And this week, as I have served on a jury, I have found rest with Jesus. As I drive to the courthouse, I released my day to Him. I released any anxiety that I had about being selected for a jury and not being available to my team. Yoked with Jesus, I found rest, knowing that He is God and I am not. I am learning that rest doesn't only come when I can cease all activity, but rest is being yoked with Jesus. Rest comes in the midst of the activity when I am yoked with Him. When I release my burdens to Him, when I learn to see things and people the way He does, when I rest in knowing that He walks with me. Do you need rest? Are you weary or burdened? I want to encourage you to accept Jesus' invitation to take His yoke so that He can give your soul rest. That is my hope and prayer for you today.